Community self-defense groups, better known as people police or communities police, are a popular self-defense organization that emerged between 2012 and 2013 in parts of the Gulf and South Mexico. It is currently undertaking a process of regularization of these groups to act as the rural police. This in order to avoid clash between the paramilitary and the military itself.
Defense groups were established 17 years ago in Guerrero, at the beginning of the presidential administration of Felipe Calderon. Began a struggle to combat trafficking of drugs in the state of Michoacán. Started battle actions with the Operativo Conjunto Michoacán. And although in the states such as Tamaulipas and Veracruz, the murders by criminal and military power decreased significantly. The campaign against this organization has made the response violently to civilian population. Remains latent risk to have punishment between these organizations and their abuses. These groups began as poorly organized, but gradually were even better organized, now cooperating in activities of the federal police and the Mexican army.
Hello, I am Cesar, and I am in favor about the self-defense groups that are taking place in Michoacán. If we analyze the situation, we can see that these self-defense groups are a social response to the injustice that are occurring in Michoacán, and it's good that I mentioned that these groups are supported by the people that is living in this place. The government is applying the famous Mexican proverb that says, "For pig squeals, butcher eats." So people can keep waiting for the government to act. So if they feel safe defending themselves, I don't see why they can do it.
Hi, my name is Madai and I am against the self-defense groups. And one point is impunity to the law. They do not base their acts in constitutional principles, laws principles, and customs and ethics principles. They don't have police training and sometimes they operate mass. Also, they can block the free transfers to and from their community. On the other hand, national cops have a previous training in order to protect the people living in the communities. Although they are not 100% efficient, they work with constitutional laws of the country.
Well, it is true that these groups are not legal yet, but they are very effective in my mind. Most of them are already registering the weapons with which they defend themselves from the criminals. Also, we can see that there is some disorganization, but they are making efforts to unionize these groups and permitting people to have a better control about how they act.
Another point against the self-defense groups is involved with organized crime. They use high-power weapons that have exclusive use of national armed forces. In some towns in Tierra Caliente, Michoacán, people involved with self-defense groups have been captured by official cops, and nowadays they are being investigated because they are probably involved with organized crime. In fact, just the possession of high-power weapons is an irregular fact that they must be involved with some kind of that offenders. For this reason, they are so dangerous like the snake poison.
To finish, many people is in favor of the self-defense groups, as the case of Raúl Benítez Manal a researcher of the UNAM, who says that the self-defense groups have given vitality to combat drug trafficking because they have made offense along without the government against the predatory criminal organization, such the Knights Templars. The government is in a quandary about to approve these groups, but it is clear that if the self-defense groups are punished, that would be as if you gave someone a slap when he's just asking for help.
Well, the last point again, it's from the newspaper named El Progreso, and it's excessive power abuse. When they want to protect their community against some kind of threat, they take possession of the community territory, and they are hungry for power, doing it with individual interest more than community interest. And for this reason, eventually, they become so dangerous, such as organized crime cartels. For example, the crime cartel named La Familia Michoacana started like a self-defense group against drug dealers of the territory. But when they expel these people, the ambition and the power mainly, goes by them as owners of the land and becoming one of the group's most dangerous organized crime. This can be converted in an infinite loop that only generates more and more violence.
Well, we are going to give you the conclusion.
In conclusion, it is difficult to know whether the self-defense groups are the solution to the lack of effectiveness of the Mexican legal system, because it's like everyone did justice on their own. However, we, like citizens of a federal republic, we are obligated to obey and enforce laws that are established, because in otherwise it could be a type of anarchy.